SuperTalk Mississippi media production. Pike County, here comes your morning show. Dave in the morning on 93.5 FM, SuperTalk Mississippi.
So now, understand, you're not going to dictate to me what I do and what I don't do, but I'm still the mayor, Mr. Brown.
None of this meeting is recorded. None, by any parties. Correct?
No, sir, mine is recorded. I'm being accused.
Any conversation.
Said I want to make it on record. I want the allegations in writing, party accused, party on recording of this harassment.
And now, here's your host, Dave Hughes.
Well, hi-do-lee-ho, neighbor. How are you on a Wednesday morning? Another gorgeous day in southwest Mississippi. We'll take it. Considering the prolonged winter that we had, it lasted a good 3 weeks. It's about 2.5 weeks longer than we usually get, so took some adjustment. We do have a chance of rain in the forecast today, but not much. 20% chance, sunny otherwise, with a high of 77. We've got 70s for a high all week, all through the weekend. The only exception is on Monday. So that's a high of 69, so we'll take that. In no way is that a problem. I do hope your day is going wonderful. If it isn't, as always, remember, you can change that. Always remember, especially in the face of everyone on planet Earth trying to convince you otherwise, you are in control if you're having a good day or not. Sometimes that involves looking at annoying people or, well, let's just call it what it is, stupid people, and telling them to go away. And you don't have to be nice about it. It's none of your business. Go away. Have a good day. Go away. Get out of my face. Were you dropped as a baby? What's wrong with you? Go home. Whatever. That's allowable. You can do that. And most people don't pick the option because everyone wants to make sure they defend their position and let the other side know that I know exactly what I'm talking about. No one cares. And all that does is lead to more fighting, which makes everything more tense. So just avoid it. Skip out. Opt out. Unsubscribe from their newsletter. We have lost that ability. I talk all the time, it's been a while, but about the old expression, good fences make good neighbors. Why was it a truism? Why is it something that has stood the test of time? Because a good fence keeps your neighbor out of your business and keeps you out of theirs. What they're doing on their side of the fence, on their property, that's their business. Got nothing to do with you unless there's smoke coming over in your direction. Or you file a noise complaint. If they're being nice and quiet and polite, it's none of your business what they're doing. Just like it's none of their business what you're doing. We have lost the ability to realize that distinction. Part of that is when your neighbor sticks their head over your fence and says, "What you doing?" Say, "None of your business." "Well, I was just curious and I'm just being honest." It's none of your business. And the third time you say it, you get to then add the very cheerful, are you hard of hearing or just having a bad brain day? I said none of your business. Go away. Have a nice day. Not today. Good fences make good neighbors, and that's not just literal. That's a metaphorical statement as well. You can have metaphorical fences. This really improves the quality of your life. I know. Somebody, I know this because I get told this all the time when I talk about this. Somebody is going to say, oh, that's rude. You're being rude. And what else you got? Everybody else is being rude to me. Well, I'm supposed to be the paragon of virtue? Of course not. That applies to everyone. Just a little thought to start the day, to get you pointed in an odd direction to start thinking about things. Little thought exercise. The next time somebody comes up and they're pushy and they try to ram their nose all the way into your business, you can either play along and try to be nice, or you can say, yeah, I'm not going to talk about that. Well, why? I just want to know. It's none of your business. And then you move on. We have to back out of this doom loop we have found ourselves trapped in, where we care what other people think about us. I mean, some people have to care. Some people actually have to. It's none of your business, Chris. Message me what you're doing. Some people do have to care. Teachers, when they're talking to the parents of the kids, yeah, you got to care. It's situational, and it depends on, what you're doing, what your job is. For example, if you're an elected official, it is literally your job to care what the general average overall opinion of your performance is. Oh, what a coincidence. Last night there was a meeting of the McComb City Board, and we have audio for you. When we come back, we'll dive right into it. An interesting conversation and an interesting speech from the city administrator. We're going to get into all that when we come back on this Wednesday morning on SuperTalk, Mississippi, Pike County, 93.5. Keep it here.
Hoping to find some old forgotten words or ancient melody. He turned to me as if to say, hurry boy, it's waiting there for you.
Take a step towards a stronger you. Join Southwest Health for our 36th annual Heart Healthy Day on Friday, February 13th. Head over to Uptown McComb Mall from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. for free health screenings, expert advice, and exciting giveaways. Follow your heart to better health at the 36th annual Heart Healthy Day on Friday, February 13th. This event is completely free. We'll see you there.
Every now and then, we remind all of you loving, awesome, hardworking husbands that you have a premium it's time to renew. No, it's not life insurance, car insurance, or health insurance. It's way more important than those. I'm Kristen. Gentlemen, it's time to renew those long-term wife insurance policies. When you surprise her with a gift from Selmans, you remind her that no matter what lies ahead, you and she will get through it together. Your gift tells her this long-term wife insurance policy is for life. Renew your long-term wife insurance policy right here at Selmans. We're in it for the long term with you.
Don't mistake in the morning. Even when you miss it the first time, you can catch it on the podcast. Missing out would be a crime. SuperTalk 93.5 is always the place to be. Want to get the podcast version?
weekday mornings at 6 after 9 on 93.5 FM, or you can catch up anytime by going to
SuperTalkPikeCounty.com.
Dave in the Morning at SuperTalkPikeCounty.com. Catch up and catch on.
Can't explain all the feelings that you're making me feel. My heart's in overdrive and you're behind the steering wheel. Touching you, touching me, touching you, got to touch you.
Fun little fact. This song was a big hit, and then the group kind of vanished. They're called The Darkness. Go look up this video on YouTube. You'll spend the rest of the day wondering if somebody slipped some drugs in your drink. That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I like it. That's weird. Speaking of that kind of sensation, it's time to take a look at last night's meeting of the McComb City Board of Mayor and Selectmen. Couple of things. One thing that I want to make sure that we address is something that came up yesterday. We got a message yesterday while we were talking about roads needing to be fixed, and somebody mentioned Locust. A scant few, but some more details came out when the item came up for approval about the Pearl River Locust intersection. So I wanted to start out with that item.
Number 8, consider approving the construction, engineer, and inspection contract for South Locust Street from the Mississippi Department of Transportation, Post Office Box 1850, Jackson, Mississippi 39215, and authorizing the mayor to sign. Can I get a motion and second?
So moved.
Selectman Mullins.
Second.
Selectman Thompson. Again, this is the contract to deal with that intersection there at Locust and Pearl River.
Again, notice that's from MDOT. MDOT's coming in to do it, which they have to. We have put in request after request after request over the years to get a traffic light put at that intersection because we have had several really bad accidents at that intersection over the years. Every time the city of McComb has put in a request for that, MDOT has come back and said, well, traffic's not high enough there. We really don't see the data that indicate, hold on, let me step over this wreckage that was left over from the last wreck. We don't see any data that indicates that traffic signal would be necessary here because, they're made out of gold, obviously. Can't just sprinkle them around willy-nilly when there are, multiple wrecks at one intersection. Well, that's not enough of an excuse. What else you got? That's what it feels like we've been told over the years. I'm hopeful. Nothing has been said about it. Let's be clear up front. Nothing has been mentioned that they're going to put a traffic signal there. In fact, just basing it on previous behavior, I'd say, nah, it's not going to happen. But they are at least going to be doing some work there.
Any questions? None, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposes nay. Ayes have it.
Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Notice everybody voted for that because, who's going to vote against that, right? But then we weren't quite done. Selectman Cotting wanted to weigh in on Locust Street on a different item, but a good conversation.
Number 12, consider approving an overlay project for the top portion that connects Avenue East South and North Locust Street and not to exceed the amount of $120,000. Can I get a motion and second?
So moved.
Okay, that was Selectman Mullins, Selectman Cotting. Discussion.
Mayor.
Selectman Cotting.
This is an incredible project, so I don't want anything that I'm about to say to take anything away from the need for people to go from 98 through McComb in a halfway decent fashion, and they have not been able to do that for the past 3 or so years.
Exactly. It has been a problem. It has been a well-documented, much complained about, often mentioned problem. After 3 years, well, I guess it's time to look at doing part of it. That's the motion here. Locust Street is horrible. It's almost untraversable. We need to do something to fix it. Well, we can fix one end. How about that? We'll just fix one little end. That's literally the motion.
I think that later in this meeting, we're going to move, I don't know, $150,000 from old bonds and other dormant bank accounts to free up funds. I believe the best way of addressing this and Selectwoman Baylor's need for an extra $60,000 for this project is to increase the water and the citywide mill and overlay project by another $60,000 per ward, using these dormant accounts as funding sources so that this project can be completed on budget inside, and the other 4 wards will all get the equal opportunity to nail a water, sewer overlay in their wards.
Selectman Cotting making a suggestion, a workable suggestion. You'd have to put some effort into it, but that's anything worthwhile. It takes effort. A workable suggestion to get some of these problems dealt with and addressed. You know, what we've needed for years. What keeps getting in the way? Oh, yeah. Most of the rest of the room.
Appreciate your comments. However, it's not related to the issue at hand. So let's keep our comments related to the issue at hand. So are there any other questions about this particular motion?
Motion to...
I appreciate you trying to solve a problem people have been complaining about for years during most of this administration, but now's not the time to talk about it. Did you forget? I'm in charge. This kind of nonsense is what keeps us from making progress. What keeps us from getting things where they should be instead of where they have fallen on the floor, broken and ignored. I'm not even going to play the rest of that conversation. It goes on. Look, it's another, 3 minutes of Selectman Cotting trying to get the mayor to discuss this, trying to amend the agenda, amend the item so that they can discuss it, being told, no, can't do it. At one point, the mayor's like, I don't think they can be allowed. And he's like, you don't get a choice. And ultimately, it fails because we get so caught up in trying to do things the right way, only in certain specific categories, you notice, but we get so caught up in trying to make sure we touch second base and we do everything the right way that we don't do anything right. That's an occupational hazard of buying into your own press and thinking that you're, the best. Well, prove it. Still waiting. Still waiting for the proof that we are the best, that we have the best on the job. We haven't really seen it, have we? Now, something I mentioned yesterday in the agenda that came up that led to a very good, a very bad and then a very good speech by the city administrator. City Administrator Charles Bell. He was hired back in November, if you recall. Got up. Here's what I like about City Administrator Bell. Like him, don't like him. Agree with him, don't agree with him. It doesn't matter. The point is, you can tell this man is putting some thought into the problems facing McComb. However, we do, I think, have to work on our clarity just a little bit. For example, if you recall, the item on the agenda was to vote on a strategic plan and the formation of a Tiger team. I was not the only person. There were people sitting around the table that didn't know what in the heck a Tiger team was.
Number 23, consider approving the 2026 strategic plan and Tiger team. Can I get a motion and second?
So moved.
Selectman Cotty.
Second.
Selectman McKenzie. Discussion.
Agree. How do you?
Can we move it, table to take motions to skip and take into executive session?
There is a motion on the table, so you want to make a
Motion to skip it and we talk about it in executive session.
Okay, there's a motion to skip by Selectwoman Baylor, second by Selectwoman Isaac for executive session. Okay, any discussion on it? None, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposes nay. Ayes have it.
I feel like we should sometimes get some official justification or reason why something can't be discussed publicly. And I'm pretty sure the hook they tried to hang that hat on for this issue to move it to executive session was the fact that it's going to involve hiring some people. So it's a personnel matter. Under that extremely broad umbrella, I have to talk about it in executive session. Every single thing the board votes on involves employees or public money or activities by everything could be exempted and put into executive session. The definitions are so broad. That's not a city of McComb problem. That's just the state laws, the Sunshine Law. Might need to narrow that down a little bit. Just my suggestion. However, they did indeed take it to executive session, and then they came back. And after the executive session, the conversation came up, and several people were asking, one in particular, once again, what in the heck is a Tiger team?
Let me simply say that there was no action taken in the executive session. However, do want to address some misinformation. One, in our Public Works Department, I want you to know that there will be no position eliminated. Do want you to know that there will be no one placed over Eric Spurlock in Public Works. So if those have been your concerns, want you to know that is not going to happen.
Just want to point out the mayor was making that statement to a room filled with Public Works employees who had shown up to support Mr. Spurlock. There was a crowd. In case you're wondering where that came from, well, that was kind of the general consensus opinion in the Public Works Department is they're trying to get rid of Mr. Spurlock. No, trying to add people. And he would still be the ultimate big boss, which is a completely different thing. That's why the mayor characterized it as misinformation. And as you know, I am critical of things that people in elected office say, including the mayor. But in that case, that I think was an appropriate way to put that. Just wanted to fill in one of the cracks so you got the full picture here in a nice, flat, smooth surface to use as a runway to take off into this.
I want you to know that is not going to happen. Okay?
Motion to reconsider item 23.
Okay, there's a motion.
So moved.
That was the item about the strategic plan and the Tiger team.
Item 23 reads, Consider approving the 2026 strategic plan and Tiger team.
So moved.
Okay. Second?
Second.
Selectman Mullen. Discussion. Discussion.
Okay. Now let's give you the official dictionary definition. A Tiger team is a team of specialists assembled to work on a specific goal or to solve a particular problem. To be honest, with the list of problems we've got in McComb, we're going to need a tiger, 3 lions, a giraffe, maybe a hippo. Can we get a hippo? We're going to need the full zoo. So that's the concept of a Tiger team. That question was asked, and City Administrator Bell, at first, I'm going to be honest. Listen to this. He's a little all over the board and answering everything except the question. But boy, then in part 2, he kind of focuses in and lets you know what he's planning to do. So if you want a little hope for the day, just hang tight until we get to that part. But right now, let's start at the beginning, which is always a preferable place to start.
Select.
Mayor, can you discuss the Tiger team? What are we talking about so they can have some idea what we are talking about?
That is not my plan, so I can't discuss that plan. I can yield to the city administrator who put together the plan.
I put together the plan, and I'm standing because some of you guys are in the back there, and I want to be sure that you can hear me. When I look at this city and the issues that we are struggling with, and a couple of things. These guys are my leaders. I mean, these guys are my leaders here. And so I brought forth a plan that is consistent with my integrity and that is consistent with a high quality plan that allows the city to get better. When I showed up here to serve. And one of the things that you will learn about me is that I live my life by Matthew 6:33. Seek first the kingdom. And then he says, all these things will be added unto you. That's how I live my life.
Does all these things include audits? I hope it includes audits, financial records, because there is a distinction that is sometimes lost. My one criticism of everything that the city administrator had to say, we're not holding a church service. We're trying to get the work done that the citizens of McComb pay for. Pay for. If I pay somebody to paint my house and the house is falling to pieces and the shutter, one's hanging loose, what paint is there is peeling off, the wood is starting to rot under the eaves, and they start quoting the Bible and explaining about patience being a virtue, I'm going to be honest, I may smack them. There's a time and a place.
I make decisions about what I do and what I don't do by what God's word speaks to me in my life. That's how I make decisions, and that's how I live. And when it comes to you guys, I would tell you, you're not going to, you may find somebody, but I love and care about every one of you. And there was never a time, even when I looked at a position, that I was willing to just say, let's push this guy aside. No, I'm not going to do that, even if the qualifications that is required are not fully met. What I do is I stand in the gap because that's the right thing to do.
Now, I don't know if you picked up on that. That was actually a very smart way of addressing that. Because I told you, we had a room full of public works people. They're saying that, that you heard the mayor addressing the misinformation that Mr. Spurlock would be replaced. He's gone. if they change things up. Well, City Administrator Bell just very carefully and quietly slid in there. I look at my team, and even if it's somebody where the qualifications are not fully met, I'm not going to push them to the side. I wonder what he was talking about there. Let's play that part again and then continue on.
The qualifications that is required are not fully met. What I do is I stand in the gap because that's the right thing to do. And so what my plan is when I look at the city, so where are the challenges? The challenges are in roads. They're in water. They're in our financials. The folks in my community, they say to me, when are you guys going to produce the financials? Because they believe that we in City Hall are dishonest. That's what they believe, and they say it.
Yes, loudly, for years, into a microphone. But I have to give full, unreserved, 100% props. City Administrator Charles Bell is the first person to say that from the head of that table. We have danced around, we have heard, we have been sold a bill of goods for years about what a great job we're doing, and everything's going great, and everything's in good shape, and we're doing an excellent job, and things are fantastic. And it was all a lie. Might have been a lie due to being uninformed of the true situation. Doesn't matter. If it's not the truth, it's not the truth, and it wasn't the truth. So, major props to City Administrator Bell for saying that. People believe City Hall is dishonest. Gee, I can't imagine why. Did anyone, by the way, measure the size of the mayor's eyes before and after City Administrator Bell said that? I'm just curious how much they widened. Because the truth is the truth, and that, my friend, is the truth.
Produce the financials because they believe that we in City Hall are dishonest. That's what they believe, and they say it. And so my obligation is to serve the citizens of McComb the right way. And yes, I will be asking some of us to raise our levels because the city deserves it. I will raise my level to serve, and that's my commitment. In terms of the plan, I'm committed to producing all of the financials, get them done by the end of 2026.
We're going to stop it right there because, well, it's break time. But there is a full plan that he does lay out after all of that. And I want to make sure you get to hear it. So let's take our break. The man who chose yesterday to speak truth to power, City Administrator Charles Bell. People ask me all the time, when are you going to produce the financials because they believe City Hall is dishonest? Well, yeah. Haven't had a lot of evidence proving otherwise for the last decade, basically. But he gets full marks, full credit, maybe a little extra credit, for saying that out loud from the front of that table. It's refreshing. The plan? Oh, it's ambitious. Just wait. We'll get to that when we come back on SuperTalk, Mississippi, Pike County, 93.5.
Oh, this dude is out of sight. Everything he does seems to come out right. Once I went to hear them play at a club outside of town. I was so surprised, I was hypnotized by the sound this cat put down. When I saw this short fat guy stretch a band between his toes, hey, I laughed so hard cause the band got down when it finally reached his nose. Hey, y'all, prepare yourself for the rubber band. Whoa.
Listen to your heart. Take a step towards a stronger you. Join Southwest Health for our 36th annual Heart Healthy Day on Friday, February 13th. Head over to Uptown McComb Mall from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. for free health screenings, expert advice, and exciting giveaways. Follow your heart to better health at the 36th Annual Heart Healthy Day on Friday, February 13th. This event is completely free. We'll see you there.
Every now and then, we remind all of you loving, awesome, hardworking husbands that you have a premium it's time to renew. No, it's not life insurance, car insurance, or health insurance. It's way more important than those. I'm Kristen. Gentlemen, it's time to renew those long-term wife insurance policies. When you surprise her with a gift from Selmans, you remind her that no matter what lies ahead, you and she will get through it together. Your gift tells her this long-term wife insurance policy is for life. Renew your long-term wife insurance policy right here at Selmans. We're in it for the long term with you.
Don't miss Dave in the morning. Even when you miss it the first time, you can catch it on the podcast. Missing out would be a crime. SuperTalk 93.5 is always the place to be. Wanna get the podcast version? Here, my friend, is the key. SuperTalkPikeCounty.com. It's all there and it's all the rage. Spotify, Amazon, or Apple, but just right there on the page. Dave in the morning, late at night, or anytime you have the crave. SuperTalkPikeCounty.com.
Dave Hughes here. Remember, every weekday morning at 9:06, it's Dave in the Morning, where we solve the problems of the world, or at least complain about them, really loudly and sarcastically. And if you miss out, you can catch up with the podcast version of Dave in the Morning at SuperTalkPikeCounty.com.
I would swallow my pride, I would choke on the rhymes, but the lack thereof would make me happy inside. I would swallow my doubt, turn it inside out, find nothing but faith in nothing. I wanna put my tender heart in a blender, watch it spin around to a beautiful oblivion. Rendezvous, then I'm through with you. SoCal is where my mind stays, but it's not my state of mind. I'm not as ugly, sad as you.
Welcome back, Super Talk, Mississippi, Pike County, 93.5 on a Wednesday morning. Dave Hughes with you, and we took that break right in the middle of the city administrator addressing the board and doing a pretty good job of it. He just got through explaining that the citizens of McComb think that the people at City Hall are dishonest. And now, to be fair, that's a misguided judgment that's being made. They're only going by all the lies they've been told. You got to have a broad spectrum of evidence before you make that kind of judgment call, right? Hey, just calling it like it is. Now, let's go back. The city administrator went into his plan, including having all the financials in shape by the end of this year. There's one little potential hitch in this brand of giddy-up, though, but we'll get to that in a minute. First, let's go back. Let's listen to the city administrator's plan.
By the end of 2026, I am committed to having 0 potholes in this city by the end of 2026.
Okay, join in with me. I hope it happens. I hope it happens. I'm pulling for it. It's what needs to happen. But let's be honest, a lot of people's reaction to that is going to be a deep, throaty, hearty laugh at this point. Right? Big promises, and he ain't done either.
I have committed to getting all of the water leaks fixed, the fire hydrants that are laying on the side of the road, get them repaired by the end of 2026. I have committed to HR that I'm going to stand in the gap to get UKG, which is our ERP system, implemented by the end of 2026. I have committed to the chief to help him get all of the cameras installed so that he could integrate it into his plan for this city to protect the city better in terms of surveillance. That's the plan I put in place. And that is what I am working for That's why I'm here at 8, 9 o'clock at night, because I'm trying to be sure that I have done everything I can to assure that I do what I said, how I said it, because that is my commitment to this city.
Okay, let's pause for just a moment there. And I want to make sure. I don't know if you've noticed this. You may have picked up on it over the years. I can sometimes be a bit sarcastically critical. I know, it's a shock. But I want to make sure we focus on one thing. Whether you think it's likely to happen or not, whether you think City Administrator Bell has a chance of pulling this off or not, he should also get full credit for wanting to try and wanting to try to improve everything at once. Now, personally, I think he may be biting off more than he can chew. I don't know if we can fix the entire city in 1 year. We just tried for 3.5 and didn't get anywhere. I'm not sure it's all fixable in, well, now 10 months. By the end of 2026, we're at February 11th. So you got 10.5 months left. That is a tall order. Getting all the financials right. Having 0 potholes anywhere in the city. 0 water leaks. That's a tall order. I'm pulling for him. Let's make that abundantly clear. I'm in his corner. I love it. It's a great plan. It's a great thing. But the problem that he's working with here is that we have been told great things and made sparkling promises before, and look where we're currently at in the city of McComb. I'm not saying it's going to be the same here. I'm just saying he's running a race now uphill with 1 foot in a bucket of cement because of what everybody else has done before he ever showed up. Is it fair? No. Is it reality? Yes. But I'm pulling for him. He's got a great attitude. He's laid out a plan. I just worry that he's biting off a bit more than he can chew, but there's a reason for that. Let's go back to what I said right before we started this, that there was one hitch in the giddy-up of this plan. All of that is by the end of 2026. He does not have until the end of 2026 to show progress. Here's why. It's an election year. July 1st, the new board takes over. City Administrator Bell's appointment to be city administrator ends at midnight on June 30th. And then in the first meeting of the new board, they will decide to reappoint him or to appoint someone else. So he doesn't have 10.5 months. He's got 3.5, 4 months to show measurable, undeniable progress to make it politically poisonous to not reappoint him. So when I say he's got his work cut out for him, that may actually be an understatement. But still, pulling for him, 100% pulling for him. He's talking a great game. Let's hope it translates to the play on the field.
No more, no less. There was never a plan to ever remove any positions. As a matter of fact, what I said to Eric is we would need to add positions in order to get this job done. And so, as we go forward together, and I'm hoping that we'll go forward together, we can make the biggest difference in this city that they've ever experienced. We can do that by the end of this year. But we've got to be willing to work together and do what it takes to get it done. That's all I got, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Couple of things here. Yes, everyone has to work together. Now comes the challenging part for everyone else. I mean, he has bit off more than he could chew. Have you ever looked up after the holidays is a perfect time to discuss this? You look up and the house is a disaster. You're behind on the clothes. The yard looks like trash. The carport is all junked up. There's mess all over the house. And you decide, I'm going to clean this house this afternoon. The whole thing. I'm going to mow the yard. I'm going to get the gutters cleaned out. I'm going to do all the laundry. I'm going to do all the dishes. I'm going to tidy up every room. I'm going to vacuum. I'm going to dust. I'm going to mop. I'm going to do all that. And I've got until, it's time to start cooking supper. Since it's 1:30, I guess I better get busy. That's my concern. It almost feels like unreasonable goals here. However, the challenge for everyone else is to overcome previous experience, at least briefly. You have to forget what's happened in the past, take him at face value, and support him, and let's see where it goes. As I said, he's saying by the end of 2026, he may only have till the end of June. It's the middle of February. We're going to have to see results quickly, or this will just fall apart and go away. Some kind of results, something. So we will see how that goes. But until the evidence comes in, we have to give City Administrator Bell the benefit of the doubt. Give him some support. Because here's the beautiful thing. If you put your cynicism aside, I can't do that. My cynicism is load-bearing. But if you take your cynicism and you put it aside and just say, you know what? Let's go. Let's see what we can do. And everybody get behind him. That will build with every success that happens. If no success comes, well, it's probably going to be a self-correcting problem, I'm afraid. But as success happens, your confidence will grow, and you'll go, oh, wow, okay, he was serious. Oh, look at this. And before you know it, everybody's excited again. It's been a long time since citizens in the city of McComb were excited about the city of McComb. You can throw all the parades you want. You can have all the festivals your heart desires. Nobody is excited about the city of McComb. And that's a problem. It's a noticeable, demonstrable problem. This is a chance to get some of that back. But everyone has to take that first step. I'm not saying buy in. I'm not saying, I'm a Bell guy, 100%. No. Let's wait and see what he does. Let's wait and see how it goes. At least stay open to it. That's my thought on this. And then if it goes the same way that all the other beautiful plans and well-constructed statements have gone over the last decade in the city of McComb, which was right down the tubes. If that happens, it's nothing lost. You have to allow yourself a little bit of hope. There is no guarantee hope will be paid off. But there is a guarantee if you don't allow yourself any hope, well, there's nothing there to pay off. Having said that, I really, really, really think we need more animals than just a tiger.
If you cry out for more,
the tiger and platypus team, maybe. Just for branding, for marketing.
just to keep you here with me.
Think about it. Platypus would be perfect. It's a confusing thing. It's an amalgamation of several different things that should not be mashed together but are. And it's poisonous. Final break. We'll wrap it up next.
Let me take a step towards you. Let me feel you in my hands. Let me cross this line and show you where it leads.
Every now and then, we remind all of you loving, awesome, hardworking husbands that you have a premium it's time to renew. No, it's not life insurance, car insurance, or health insurance. It's way more important than those. I'm Kristen. Gentlemen, it's time to renew those long-term wife insurance policies. When you surprise her with a gift from Selmans, you remind her that no matter what lies ahead, you and she will get through it together. Your gift tells her this long-term wife insurance policy is for life. Renew your long-term wife insurance policy right here at Selmans. We're in it for the long term with you.
Listen to your heart.
Take a step towards a stronger you. Join Southwest Health for our 36th annual Heart Healthy Day on Friday, February 13th. Head over to Uptown McComb Mall from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. for free health screenings, expert advice, and exciting giveaways. Follow your heart to better health at the 36th annual Heart Healthy Day on Friday, February 13th. This event is completely free. We'll see you there.
Don't miss Dave in the morning, even when you miss it the first time. You can catch it on the podcast. Missing out would be a crime. SuperTalk 93.5 is always the place to be. Wanna get the podcast version? Here, my friend, is the key. SuperTalkPikeCounty.com. It's all there and it's all the rage. Spotify, Amazon, or Apple are just right there on the page. Dave in the morning, late at night, or anytime you have the break. SuperTalkPikeCounty.com. It's all there and it's all the rage. Spotify, Amazon, or Apple, or just right there on the page.
Closing time. Open all the doors and let you out into the world.
Yep, we have used up our daily allotment of minutes, you and I, but we get another batch tomorrow at 9:06 for North Pike Thursday, no less. It's going to be a great day. The more I think about it, we need T-shirts. We need a Saturday morning cartoon. We need a breakfast cereal for the McComb platypus. I think it's time. I think that is a great mascot. And I think I even came up with a great marketing slogan. McComb, be the platypus. No, I don't know what it means. That's a hallmark of a really good marketing statement. What does that mean? I don't know, but how do you feel about it? That's the question. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy yourself. And we'll dive back into things tomorrow morning at 9:06 on SuperTalk, Mississippi, Pike County 93.5. My friend, I will see you then.
SuperTalk Mississippi Media Production.